You guys good? It is. Andrew, first off, obviously, you must be pretty proud of it. Probably 3/4 of that effort to go with them and just faded away late.
Look, it was a really interesting game. First quarter, we were clearly blown out of the water. Geelong's pressure was unbelievable, but I think we fueled that too. We just couldn't find any control in the game, partly due to their pressure, partly just to a little bit of our method we had in the first quarter wasn't right. So we made some adjustments, and I thought our players competed really hard for the middle 2 quarters and probably a half of the last quarter. I think we had a shot to go even, maybe 10 minutes into that last quarter, and the game was going okay. And then, Geelong class probably stood out the last 15, 20 minutes of the game. Just their ability to punish you on turnover. We were maybe a little bit aggressive, trying to win the game, and they punished us a little bit on the way back in.
Ruben Jindy had the big job on Cameron. He had it last year. Cameron kicked 9, and he did, again, really well for most of the day. And Cameron only got those last 4. How did you assess that matchup?
Yeah, it's 45% better than last year, is it? Look, I thought Ruben defended really well. I thought he competed hard. I thought Harry Edwards competed hard. I thought our backs competed hard for large periods of the game. As a whole, look, Cameron's a great player. He's hard to stop completely. I thought, what did Ruben keep him to one shot to 3/4 time just after that? It's a great effort. He got away from us a little bit in the last quarter, a couple of maybe lucky ones, in my opinion, but he's a good player. He will do that to you.
Do you feel like Harley might have taken another step too today, considering he got the tag with Mullen and kept his composure and also had a really big impact on the game?
Yeah, it's a good shout. I think he really had an impact on the game. Heavy tag from the outset, worked his way into the game, had some really pivotal moments. It's he's not going to have massive amount of touches when you get heavy tag like that, but he had some great moments that helped our team for sure.
Oscar looked like he had his mojo back tonight. What did you make of his performance?
Yeah, I think he's been training really well the last few weeks. He's had great energy and really wrapped for him to be able to hit the scoreboard tonight, and competed really hard in front of the ball for us, and it was a good result.
Does that put an end to his shift to the back line then, seeing how well he does? You don't have Joe Waterman now. Can we just lock him in that?
Look, we know how good a forward he is, but like I say it always, the team will always come first for all of our players. So Oscar having that flexibility is a bonus. We shouldn't look at it as a negative thing. It's a good thing for our team that he can play both ends of the ground. But he might have earned himself another week in the forward line.
How important is it having him there with Archer, Reid and Williams, really coming up through the ranks, just his leadership to hold that forward line together?
Yeah, it's a really difficult position, key forward. One of the most difficult positions in the game. So there isn't many in the whole competition young key forwards that consistently play well. So Archer and Jack are young. They're competing really hard and they're getting some looks, but I think Oscar's experience there makes a big difference.
Can I ask, obviously in that first term, you didn't go with a hard tag on Bailey Smith and then changed your mind as the game went on, obviously, because you had that blistering first quarter. What was the reason behind not starting with a harder tag on him, given his form?
Yeah, they've also got Max Holmes and Atkins having a pretty good year again. But Bailey Smith just got away from us, clearly. He had 18 possessions by about 10 minutes into the second quarter, some score involvements, and was gaining some territory. So we had Hoffy there, was part of our plans. If the game or somebody got away from us, that we knew he could do that. So he's in good form, Bailey Smith, and played a good game tonight.
What about for yourself, you coach from the bench? I think that's probably the first time you've done it for a full game. What was the reason behind that?
I sort of went down about halfway through the second. Look, I just thought we were a bit jumpy up until about that stage. So I just went down there really to try and calm things down. And I'm not sure it made a difference at all, but, the game changed, so I'll claim it. But, no, it was just really just to connect with the players on the bench, something different. Like for me, I probably don't see the game as clearly, so you're relying on the guys upstairs who did a terrific job and were able to feed the information down. And, horses for courses, we'll see.
Do you feel like at times the players just rushed a little bit with their disposals and made some errors, even though the intent for your game plan and the style is there? It was just sometimes that execution of maybe going a little too quick? Yeah,
that's definitely part of what we're working through at the moment. We want to be fast but composed. That's the team we want to be. So we're working our way through it. I think you've seen some really great parts of our game starting to shine, and it's coming together for periods of the game. But just got to keep getting it more consistent.
That last quarter, you know, it ends up as a 43-point loss, but it didn't look like that for the majority of the game. Is it like fitness, or was it just a mental thing, not having that ability, I guess, to win from where you were? You mentioned that kick on goal, could have drawn level and didn't. And now it's a 43-point loss. Is there a bit of disappointment there?
Yeah, it's not fitness. Our guys are fit. They've done a power of work, and that's not. Look, I think sometimes when you're a couple of goals down, you chase the game a little bit and potentially just try and do a bit too much. And I think they pounced on some of our turnovers in that space, and they kicked a few goals from stoppage, a couple out the back. That happens.
How do you assess a few guys yesterday in the Waffle? Campbell Chess's first game for the year, and although 27 tackles, 22 touches, and about 6 clearances, you must have been happy with his first out performance?
Yeah, I think he's missed a lot of football, hasn't played a game this year, so I thought for him to be on the park is a great result, and I thought he played a really good game of footy. He was a little bit on managed minutes, but that was good for him to see, and yeah, there were some good performances there. They unfortunately didn't win the game either, so yeah, we'll go train this week and pick the best team available for next week.
Liam Ryan, like he came back out with a bit of strapping on his, just below his left knee, is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay, just a little corky.
And what did you make of Tom McCarthy's first up showing in the Waffle?
Yeah, he did well. I think it's incredibly hard to turn up on a Thursday, not train with the team, and just be throw a jumper on and say, go and play, mate. But yeah, I thought he's mature, was composed with the ball. We saw his strengths when he took off and used the footy. So yeah, it was a good start for him.
I know you haven't done a review yet, but when you do it, how do you think you're going to try and take the positives out of this game, considering, like you said, when Noah Long had that shot, you could have been level, and then it looks on paper a lot worse than it probably was.
Yeah, we'll be really consistent in the way we review the game. So ultimately we try and find things we did well and areas of our game that we need to keep working on. And every week, whether you win, lose or draw, you always find both sides of that. So we'll remain really consistent in what we're going after and keep trying to show our players and build their belief on what we're doing well. Because there's parts of tonight, like Geelong, they're a very good footy team, good footy club. So yeah, I thought we competed and maybe even spooked them a little bit for that period of the game. I thought we had them on the ropes, not on the ropes, but we had them a little bit under pressure there for 2 quarters, which is a good sign. But their class was able to shine through in the end.